this one
Alright.
right now, the ability is being used.
She saw what? It's like a portal or something.
Kind of.
Doesn't mean it's what it looks like. Like it kind of looks like a
I mean,
portal
yeah,
or like
it does
I
look
don't know
like
what
that.
his name is. I really have no idea what his name would be.
Oh yeah, this name, by the way, like the ability's name doesn't always reflect on the visuals. Sometimes it really does. Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm trying to remember the names of like your channel point rewards. I'm just like,
Well, this, right, so this, it's not as well known of a power, right? It's not like the main antagonist or the main protagonist. So it's not in those. But I had to say, I really like it. Just for the name and, well, you'll understand when I tell you. So, like, take a guess on the power and on the name, even if it's like a stupid ass name.
like I said, like a. Wait, do I have? I'm confused. Like a portal. His name would be. I don't know. Gorman. That was one of the channel point rewards, right?
It's close enough. I mean, okay, so you said portals, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what it is, but also, what it does is, see, like, the inside of his mouth, right? That is, like, an infinite void, basically. And whatever it puts in there, right, it just disappears to who knows where.
Oh.
And what it does, what it's doing right now is it's eating itself, right? And when it does that, once it ate, like, the entirety of itself, it just becomes, like, a larger ball of nothingness. And that just kind of absorbs anything that it touches. So that's the ability. It's a really, really OP one, by the way. Just saying, it's crazy strong. And the name is Cream.
I mean, I guess I see it.
And the
Looks like
user, the person that controls this, is called Vanilla Ice. So
Vanilla. Okay.
yeah, from like the artist, right?
Sense.
And it makes, so when you read it, it's like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this stand. Why it's named Cream? I'm pretty sure it comes from like another song, right? I'm pretty sure there's a song called Cream, but
I think so.
it's
like
it's basically just a big pun. All right, next one.
Oh god.
It's quite different, isn't it?
Yeah. It looks like a robot.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of them look like robots.
I don't watch anime, so I wouldn't know. It looks like he throws like something. Looks like it.
I mean, he's got the position to throw something. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like there's something like coming out of his hands or like in his hands.
Mhm.
So he throws whatever's in those hands. I'm gonna call them balls.
It's like projectiles, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And what was his name?
There's a big hint on the name, by the way. On based on what you're looking at. Like, look at what is like the most present in that picture. Like, what's happening here?
Oh, his name, money. I see like a dollar sign.
I mean, that's not really what I was talking about, but I mean that is a good observation. Like, what is like what's happening on the screen? Like, what's it doing? You know, that's like a big hint on the name, and it's quite a basic name as well.
It's throwy. That makes sense.
I mean, that's not too far. So, you said it threw projectiles, right?
Yeah.
So this is, first of all, this is the hand.
Oh.
Based from the band named The Band. And what it does, right, with its right hand, the one that it's showing you right now. What it does it can just scrape space away. So it's kind of like the previous one, right? Except it works with his hand. And that is it. And it is also a very powerful ability, kind of like the other one. Right, next one. What do you think?
Looks like he's like jumping and like punching.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Superman punch.
Do you like the look?
Yeah. Looks like I don't know what it looks like, but it looks like something.
Does it perhaps look like a robot?
I mean, it kind of does.
Yeah. Most of these like basic
say-
humanoid ones do look like robots.
I'm gonna say his ability is like you can dash forward or something really quick.
That would be cool, yeah.
And like the names is just like, what? How am I gonna guess these? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They are pretty difficult to guess when you don't actually have like the references and stuff. Even with the references, it's not easy.
like I just keep like trying to like, what are the names of like the channel point rewards? And I can't think of them except for like the one.
All the channel point rewards are just character name, not stand names. Unfortunately.
Oh well, there goes that.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I am not gonna guess the name because I don't even think
Alright,
of
well,
anything.
The name is Crazy Diamond, and it is one of my favorite stands. It is very epic. So what it does, right? So basically, it's a big strong bully, right? It kind of punches real hard, but that's most of like the main Jojo stand. So I'm not gonna include that in the power. What it does is he can revert things back to what they were before. So if you like break a window or something, he like touches the the glass, and then the window comes back to normal. And that also applies to humans. So if you break like, I don't know, you break like an arm, it can fix it. And the only exception to that is the user cannot get fixed by its own power. Because like the user's like, wait, what were you saying?
So with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, right, and that's what I'm saying. Like the user, he's named Josuke. He's like a really nice guy, right? So that reflects on its power, on his power, and like that applies to almost every single stand, right? Like the power is very reflective of the user, whether it be like in power or in personality. So yeah, that is Crazy Diamond, based on the song "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond." Okay, so before you guess this one, those are technically the same stand, but they are all three different. They all have different abilities. They all have the same name, so you have to guess one name and three abilities for each one, like one ability for each one of them.
Well, I was about to ask. So it's three different, not one.
It's three different abilities, but this basically the same name.
Oh, well, there goes one of my guesses for an ability. The one with like the long tail. I guess it's a tail. Looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he can like do something with it.
So like kind of like a whip or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
The one that doesn't have a tail is the one on the far right.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like he's like smarter than the rest.
I mean, he does look like more of a human, right?
Yeah. And the one in the middle, I feel like he uses his tail to like get like bigger jumps or go higher.
Kind of like a spring, right?
Yeah.
And what did you say for the third one?
I said yeah, he's smarter than the rest.
Okay. So this is, first of all, this is Echoes. Based on the song Echoes, it's a 20-minute song, and it is made out of 3 acts. And this on the left is Echoes Act 1. This in the middle is Echoes Act 2, and this is Echoes Act 3. There's a little 3 on the clothing he's wearing. I didn't expect you to guess this one because it really doesn't show at all, and you really can't guess, honestly. So the one on the left uses its tail, right, to apply sound effects to surfaces. So it.
I mean, I was right on the tail part. I just didn't know what the tail did.
I mean, look, you got it kind of right. So what it does is it hits, or I don't know if it hits. It kind of just applies a sound effect to a surface, and whenever like you touch it, or I'm pretty sure it's when you touch it, you can hear the sound effect. So for example, you can place like a banging sound on like a wall, and when you touch the wall, you hear as if like someone was banging on it, even if nothing's happening. Or you can apply like a cracking or a smacking sound effect on someone's face while it hits them to make them think that they got hit like real hard, right?
Oh.
So that's what it does. And Echo's Act 2 in the middle, it's kind of an evolved form of Act 1. So what it does is it still applies sound effects with its tail, but the sound effect, when you touch it, it actually, like, whatever the sound effect is, it actually applies physically to you. So if you like do a whooshing sound on, like, I don't know, a wall again, when you touch the wall, it's gonna feel like there's wind blowing. If you put a sizzle sound effect on, like, whatever surface, right, you touch it, you're gonna start, like, your hand's gonna start burning. So that's Echo's Act 2. So it's basically like the same, but better, because it actually does things. And then there's Echo's Act 3, which the creator decided, you know, this ability with sound, it's really cool, but how about we just ditch it and do something else? And he decided, yeah, this controls gravity. Well, actually, not really. It controls weight, the weight of a certain, like, entity. So what it does is it like focuses on something, and that something, it just gains weight, like a massive amount of weight, and it kind of just, like, stays there, because, right, you can't move because you're too heavy. So that's what it does. That was Echoes.
I definitely want to guess that.
Yeah, never in a, like, 1,000 years. But I just thought it was, like, a good idea to show you, like, there's not just, like, there's a ton of different stands, and, like, this is, like, it evolves, right? And actually, there's technically, like, another level of Echoes, which is just an egg. It's like Echoes Act 0, and it kind of does nothing.
Reject Echoes, become egg.
So, like, it's wow, it's kind of useless, right? And then it kind of evolves throughout the thing as the character himself, like, evolves. This boy, this is a really cool stand, by the way.
Is that his arms, or is that like something else?
That is its arms, yes. Posing in JoJo's is a really big thing, so there are weird poses.
Well, it looks like a cat.
It does.
I feel like it does. I don't know how to really say it. I feel like it just, like, knows Kung Fu, and it can, like, do. It's very agile.
I mean, it is. It is a cat, you know.
Yeah.
After all.
Yeah, like, it's like, it looks like a cat. It would make sense, like, if it's very agile and flexible. Because I can't do that with my arms, and I'm not flexible.
I mean, I can't. So. I can't either. Look, I mean, it's. I mean, that is impressive. To be fair, if you can do that, I'm impressed. Yeah. Is that your guess?
Yeah.
And do you have a guess for the name? The symbols on the stand, by the way, are kind of an indicator to the name.
That looks like a skull, so I'm gonna say skull.
Alright, fair enough. So this is Killer Queen from the song Killer Queen.
Oh.
And you're right, it does kind of beat the shit out of things. I don't know about Kung Fu though. It kind of just punches and kicks and does things. But that's most antagonist and protagonist stands. But it does do that. And so Killer Queen, this stand has 3 different abilities, but they're kind of separated. So the first ability is whatever Killer Queen touches with its hand, it transforms into a bomb. And
a bomb?
A bomb, yes. Like an explosive. It can either detonate it manually by pressing, like, an invisible switch in its hands, and that's gonna detonate it and just blow it up, or it can also just leave it there until someone touches said item that has turned into a bomb, and then the person who touched the object is gonna detonate instead of the bomb. So that's Killer Queen's first bomb. And also, it is powerful. The one thing as well, it's called a bomb, but it doesn't actually, like, blow up. It kind of just makes things disappear and it looks like it explodes, but it doesn't actually do damage to the environment. And then there's this boy, and I'm gonna have you guess this one as well.
Oh, what it does?
That is Killer Queen's second bomb. It has a separate name and a separate ability that is somewhat similar to that of Killer Queen.
Well, it's like a car. Like a,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go on the same lines of what Killer Queen does and say that it goes at things really fast and then explodes.
I mean, to be fair, that is basically it. Really. I mean, it's there's one more thing though. So this is sheer heart attack. What it does is, yes, it basically just runs at things and blows up. But how it does that, because this is an automated stand. So what it does is, you see on Killer Queen's, I'm pretty sure it's the left hand, or I don't know. There's like this symbol, right? And the user can detach that, and it's gonna transform into sheer heart attack. And sheer heart attack kind of like it has wheels and stuff, so it kind of follows whatever the user wants, right? But it does that by sensing heat. It looks for whatever is hotter, and it kind of just detonates on it. And based on how the explosion goes, it determines whether like it killed a human or it just blew up, like, I don't know, like a street lamp or something. And it is quite like resistant as well. It kind of is invincible. You can't really break it at all. But yeah, that's Killer Queen's second bomb. I'm not gonna make you guess Killer Queen's third bomb because it looks exactly the same as Killer Queen, and it's way too complicated. But basically, it reverts time, like 1 hour whenever like the user detonates the bomb. What's it called? Damn it! Bites the dust. Right. All right. Then we have this. I really love the silence every time.
I mean, I'm thinking, bro. I'm just like looking to see. I was like, alright, maybe it's like it's gonna give me a hint on it's gonna like show me.
Some of them do, but yeah, this one
Yeah.
isn't really showing its powers, and even if it were, wouldn't really see it. That's a hint.
Right, I'm gonna take a long shot here. I feel like I'm gonna be way off, but what I'm gonna say is, it's gonna release a smell because it looks like a flower, and then it's gonna draw people and things in, make them think it's like a tasty flower or something. They're gonna eat it and they're gonna die. I don't know.
That would be a pretty damn good stand, though, considering how it's
Yeah,
made. You don't know how this stand came to be, but I'm gonna tell you that. And I'm not gonna make you guess the name because it has nothing to do with a flower. This is Stray Cat.
It does kind of look like a cat.
It is a
Like,
cat,
I was just
actually.
like-
It is a cat flower,
Um,
based on the song or the band Stray Cats. So how this stand came to be. So there in JoJo's, there is 2 different ways. Actually, no, there's 3 different ways to like acquire a stand. You either just get a stand like randomly because like your will and your like fighting spirit is like strong enough, and you just develop a stand based on whatever you excel at.
makes sense.
And if right, like if you like for example, I don't think I put it in the list, but like there's a stand that just bakes food really good, because like the guy that got it
Yo,
is
I
like a
want that
chef.
one now.
Dude,
want
I
that
want
one
that.
now.
I want that. And like it's not just bakes food really good, like it heals you. Like it's some really damn good food.
I will definitely take that.
I think everyone wants that. So that's the first way. The second way is if someone in your family develops a stand, then everyone in that family will develop one as well, which can be good. But if your fighting spirit or your inner strength isn't strong enough, it can actually be bad, which is like the whole plot to the third part of JoJo's. But I'm not gonna talk about that.
So it's like a blessing, but it can also be a curse.
Exactly. And then there's a third way, which is basically most of what happens in this part and the 2 next parts, which is this is part 4, by the way, the stands I'm showing you right now. And there's gonna be part 5 and part 6. So in this part, there is an arrow that has been forged out of a random meteor that landed on Earth. And that arrow, when it is shot into someone, or something, this was a cat before, right? So when it's shot into something, it either kills them or they develop a stand based on their will, right? And so it's like some people die, but this one is particular because it got pierced by the arrow, it lived, it didn't really have a stand. So it was a cat, right? And it didn't really have a stand while after being pierced by the arrow, and then it got killed, like in another way. I'm pretty sure it got like impaled with glass or something. It died, right? And then it was buried, and where it was buried, like this kind of grew, right? And it's a mix of a cat and a flower. So this is why it's called stray cat. And the power of stray cat right here, you would have never guessed, because it has nothing to do with its shape or look or history. It has nothing to do with anything really. It uses air in like any way possible, really. Like it can create like a vacuum around it to like protect itself from explosions. So from Killed Queen, it can throw bubbles of air at you and like whatever, like do whatever it wants with them. It can do all of that, right? It's a pretty defensive stand, but like it's a cat, so what do you expect?
Well,
yeah, like that just shows. I don't know where the creator comes up with this. Like I don't know how.
They're just built different.
Okay. In this, you can see the stand.
He looks like a melt.
He really does. You see the stand in this picture, and you also see the power of the stand in action, and you also see the user. All three of those.
So I'm gonna guess he can like turn him. He can like liquefy his body and like move around quicker and do a lot more things that like you can do.
That is pretty close to the real thing, actually. And do you wish to guess for the name?
Liquefy.
Alright. Well, this is Earth, Wind, and Fire from the band. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, we all
and
love those guys.
Everyone does. So, the power, I mean, I don't know if liquefy is the right word. I would say he just shapeshifts, basically. So, this is Mikitaka. He claims to be an alien. He claims to not know what a stand is, and he claims that he does not see stands. So this, we don't really know if this is a stand or not. But for the purpose of this, I'm gonna say it is, because what's the point then, right? But what Mikitaka does is, with his stand, he can kind of shapeshift into anything he wishes, as long as it is not stronger than himself physically, or that it is not a like complex machine.
That makes sense.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
And like right now, he's kind of turning into like some sneakers, I guess.
Oh, it looks like. That's what I was like. Is that like a shoe?
So this is Mikitaka the alien. It's never confirmed whether or not he's an alien or not, so that's the thing. But yeah, next one. This is my favorite stand.
It's all fancy.
It is all fancy.
I really do feel like the power revolves around the top hat.
I don't know, but that top hat is pretty cool. The
Yeah,
power
but,
is
like,
not,
this
the,
is
pa-
one
the power
thing.
is not being used, by the way, right now.
Oh, I was about to say, I feel like this is one the power's not being used, so I'm not gonna be able to be close.
Oh, this power is fucked up. You will probably not guess it, but I just want to see what you come up with.
Well, it looks all shiny. So
I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
gonna
just
go
the
on
way
that.
it's been drawn. In the anime, it doesn't look like that.
Oh,
But I mean, it would look pretty cool if it was actually this shiny.
I actually don't have anything.
That is
Like,
fair. There's not a lot to like guess on this. Yeah.
Because it's just like I want to grab a hold of something and like try and make something. There's not much I can really do.
Yeah. This one really doesn't give any hints to what it does. Except for maybe the hat, but it's not. It's just like the visual style. So this is Heaven's Door, based on the song Knocking on Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door is a really cool stand, and it's also like a stupidly powerful stand. So what it does, like in this shape, because it kind of has two shapes, but the first one is used like once. So this power What it does is when it can turn anyone into a book. So what it does is it kind of hits your face, right? And your face opens up like a book. And the user...
Literally the meme.
What did you say?
He's literally the meme of like reject humanity, become something.
Kind of. Well, I mean, you don't become a book. You just kind of open up like a book, right? And the user can read in that book every single memory and anything that happened in your life up to that very moment. So if you have like a secret nobody knows, this guy might know, because he can read your face. And what it can do is not just read, but he can write in there whatever he wants. If he decides that you suddenly can speak Spanish, you can speak Spanish.
Yo no hablo español.
If he decides that you start, I don't know, jumping 10 meters high, you start jumping 10 meters high. And think about this.
Not fair.
Think about this. If he decides you die, you die. That's why it's kind of OP. He never used the dying thing, ever. But I feel like he can do that.
Oh no.
But he does use the language thing. He makes someone learn like Italian.
I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish, but not like I'm not fluent.
But this boy can learn it in a matter of like 2 seconds. So we're all inferior at the end. Alright, we switched parts. We're on part 5. Whoa there. The video right now is starting to get way too long. So I'm gonna put the next parts up to part 8 in 1, maybe 2 other videos. I'm not certain for now. But if you want to see that, stay tuned. Please do subscribe. Please do like the video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.